as someone that's been in the league for, I don't know, better part of 25 years, maybe a little more, I think what we saw last year, as I think we see in society as well, things are out in the open now. Those things existed, you know, for all of my years in the WNBA. It's just, you know, maybe it was, you know, the underground, so to speak, but we know it's there. It's been used to hold women down for years. And so now it's just really, you know, last year we went through, it's just the high profile nature of some of these players. You know, fan bases are growing, diversifying, you know, those sort of things, and those can be positive things. But I think what we saw was, you know, obviously a space that was really unhealthy. You know, we don't have to accept that. And I think that was the league's response, to make sure that we're doing all we can for players and that they understand that, you know, there is no place for that. Although we know there's, every day in society, we see it. So we always say sports are a microcosm of society. And that's what we got last year, especially in the times that we're in today, in our country. So it's important that we protect our players at all costs.
Hey, Coach, great to see you. Rashawn Hill out of Sports World.
How are you?
Smith available tonight?
We're just go through our warm-ups, and we'll see how she's doing.
Also, when you're not pleased with practice the way you were last week, do you then have a meeting with maybe team captains, team leaders, to kind of, you know, talk about some things? And then also, how have you liked their response since then?
Yeah, no, I think this is a group that they're really special in that they problem solve well. They were unhappy, you know, quick conversation with Fee, you know, like as a leader, how can you head these things off? You know how you were feeling. Human nature to, you know, feel like, okay, it's Monday, we don't play until, you know, 5 days later. And oh my gosh, we're gonna practice for, you know, 4 of these days. So human nature says you're gonna come in and maybe not. Unfortunately, you know, you're only 2 weeks into your training camp. You know, coaches have a mindset of we still got a lot to do. So, you know, we had a quick conversation, and you know, probably had a grand total of 2 of those days last season, and so hopefully we're at our max this year, which is 1. So we should have a great rest of the season.
Coach, Johnny Lynx with the Southern California News Group. A quick question for you. This year in particular, and this game in particular, how do you want your team to approach, you know, coming into this game as the favorites?
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily look at that. You know, we know who we are. We know our identity. We know that every single time we play a basketball game that we're expecting, you know, greatness. It doesn't mean that we have to do extraordinary things. You know, we're a team that wants to do the little things extremely well.